Hello, guys. How's it going? It is the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and guess what? It's Trivia Day today. First up on the agenda, what system was Saints Row released on? Find out right after the break. Thank you for tuning in to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I am your host for this wonderful show. Yes, that is correct. Today is Trivia Day, where basically we just give you random facts and trivia. Well, more trivia than facts. And we continue with the wonderful show that we have provided for all these months. But for your answer, where is it? What systems was Saints Row released on? And if you don't know this one, you're not a true gamer. But it has been released on the Xbox. The cool part about it is, I actually like this particular game better than Grand Theft Auto. You can, call me crazy for that, but everybody has their own reasons for liking it. The reason why I don't like Grand Theft Auto is I played... Which one? I can't remember if it was Grand Theft Auto. I think it was Grand Theft Auto 3. It was on the computer, and I found that the game itself was super repetitive, and it lost me, I don't know, probably about halfway, because it was just, go get this, go get that, go do this, go do that, and it really turned me off from what it has grown into a little bit prematurely. Like, I played 1, I played 2, I played 3, that was fine. And I just kind of, whatever. Then, of course, everybody's making big deals. Oh, grabbing a hooker, or grabbing a dildo and beating a hooker and taking her money. Rawr. Yeah, whatever. At least with Saints Row, there was a little bit better storyline to it, which add a very personal reasoning to play, as well as you get to create your own character. So you get to do it the way that you want it to. To me, so much better. But to the next person, it could be another thing. So let's get into the show. Despite having the trivia basically at every break, another thing that we do here is we talk about articles. I know, sometimes the articles are good, sometimes the articles are bad, and sometimes they're actually WTF-ish. Like, for example, I have 3 items that's going to make you stop and think and go, wait, what? For example, Chevy or Chevrolet is now selling a supercharged 1,000 horsepower Tahoe in Suburbans. WTF. What the frick? Why do we need these vehicles to have 1,000 horsepower? Just because you can have one? Just because people on YouTube are going to create channels dedicated to this, to becoming the fastest Tahoe or Suburban? Remember a couple weeks ago I talked about Paul from Family Cruisin'? Take a look at what happened. He got arrested. The videos that he had were used him against the court of law. A little more than a dozen charges of drag racing and stuff like that. Guys, we don't need this. If the people want to spend money to supercharge a Tahoe or a Suburban, let them. You guys at the factory don't have to do it. Just because you're losing sales because of the change of life doesn't mean you have to do this. So what if Dodge does it? You don't have to do it. I don't know. It's just one of those things that kind of... I don't know. Maybe because I'll never own one? But 1,000 horsepower? Why? If you're like me, who's a basically daily driver, point A to point B, 1,000 horsepower, the only thing that you'd probably need is to pass about 3 or 4 semis. Otherwise, I have no use for it. Hey, I'm a 40-year-old man who has a family. I'd be happy with 200 horses. Or, as soon as you put your foot to the floor, you can feel like a zing, and you're at 122 miles an hour. Oh, no. Let me rephrase that. 122 miles an hour. That's almost like 200 kilometers an hour. I'm going to have to pass on that. Because I have had undisclosed speeds, and it does get sketchy when you get that high. Let's just pass it. Another topic that I also said WTF as I was going through my news feeds, things like that last night, was No Name now officially have beer. I'm not sure if it's down in the States, but anybody in Canada will understand the No Name brand. If you're not, if you don't know much about it, basically it is non-commercial brand. I guess everything's commercial. It doesn't have like a brand name. Like, for example, I'm just going to use actual names just to kind of get it a little clarified. Like, for example, Molson, Budweiser, the Crackers, Campbell's Soup. Like, those are brand name. Kleenex are brand name companies. But then once you get into the No Name, it's its own name. It's not as... Some of the products that they sell aren't as good, as popular, as great as, like, for example, soup-wise. You have No Name Tomato, No Name Mushroom. Some of the products there aren't as good as, like, for example, Campbell's Soup. But yet, if you turn it around, sometimes the no-name stuff is better than the actual brand name stuff. Another difference between these, it's no-name products are cheaper. So if you have a product like brand name at $1, no-name could come in as 65 cents. You get what you pay for. And sometimes the cheaper is actually better than more expensive. Now they have beer. The little bit of an article that I read is, like, for example, a 12-pack of cans, it's going to be about $1 each. So a 12-pack plus 12-pack. 12-pack plus $12. So really, as for somebody who drinks just because they can, I'm pretty sure the No Name will do good, especially if you're on a tight budget. With me, I don't drink, so I really don't care, and this does not affect me in any way unless I decide that I really want to get a hold of a beer and just, party. It's a possibility. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Otherwise, forget it. I'm not drinking no-name beer. When it comes to beer, alcohol, things like that, it's got to be brand name. Molson, Pilsner, Labatt, Bud, Coors Light. That's the way to go. If not, go into the corner and go fight. All right. Before we go into the commercial break, what I think I'm going to do is give you a wonderful, wonderful trivia question. All right? What is the highest grossing video game of all time? Find out next after the commercial break right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I am your host. Hey, thanks for staying with us through the break. This is the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel. Welcome. What's up? What's new? What's exciting? All right. So, before we went to the break, I asked you what the highest grossing video game of all time was. The answer? Space Invaders. And it has racked into $13.9 billion with a B dollars. With the way that everything is going today, that's not going to last. Like, you have video games worth like $70. You have all these additional add-ons within the games where it's going to be a heck of a lot more. So it's going to be way more different, and the platforms are going to be changing huge. Because back in the day when I played, you played to unlock. Now you pay to unlock, which sucks, because I was talking to one of my kids. He's 5. He doesn't understand what we did compared to what they did. Back in the day, I told him, I said, if you wanted a certain character, you played it. You could play for like 50 hours, 100 hours to unlock a certain character. You could do goals to unlock. Like, girlfriend, she obsessed with Fortnite, and basically what it is she does challenges to unlock certain things, and that's what she's basically been doing. She plays for about 1-2 hours every night to get some of these characters unlocked. The characters, the guns, the axes, etc., etc. Then it saves like a whole bunch of money. There's some people who are willing to spend like $500 a pop just to get some of the new characters so they can play the actual game and not the missions. Apparently, there are some storylines within the game that I didn't know about. It is making me a little bit more interested into Fortnite, but I really don't think I'm going to get that deep into it. I play it a few times, but it pisses me off so much. I'm not one of those kind of guys where you just go and you rat-a-tat-tat, kill everybody, not wearing a hat. You have guys jumping around to prevent people from killing you. Guess what? It gets freaking boring. I'm more of like a Tom Clancy Rainbow Six kind of guy. A little bit of strategy. If you are going to go in and rat-a-tat-tat, you can do that. And you don't have these guys jumping. You have people hiding behind boxes, walls, vehicles. You have a little bit of strategy to it. Throw grenades, flashbangs, smoke bombs, incinerating grenades. It is so much more interesting if you take a look at it that way than the other way. But, of course, each to their own. Okay. Finally, for the news that I have, it's kind of a weird, fun fact. That little plastic thing that keeps your box from sagging in pizza boxes. I think I already said that, didn't I? Oh well. It is 34 years old. It's almost as old as me. And I swear it wasn't popular till about like 10 years ago. I didn't realize it's 34 years old. There's people on this earth that have never seen a day without that little thingamajigger. That's got to be one of the most craziest facts. Like, I don't even know what to think or how to think with that one. Cheapers. Oh, my lordy, my lordy, my lordy, my son. All right. Oh, we have something coming down on the news wire. Let's find out. We are here to break the news from Finland. Apparently, there has now been a shortage of tiny hats. We had a chance and opportunity to go meet one of the people from Finland and ask what exactly was going on. And in his response, we had this. Our tiny hats have all left. You see, Ron Jeremy came, tried on a tiny hat on his big dong, his 13-inch. Loved it because it fit beautifully. So the next truckload of tiny hats, he went, grabbed it, and drove back to America. We can't order new tiny hats just because the company went out of business. They never got paid for those tiny hats. But I'm not sure why Ron Jeremy is wearing our tiny hats. Because you see, the tiny hat technically doesn't fit his wanker, his wonky donkey. Now what are we gonna do to have protected sex with these women over here in Finland? The tiny hats are condoms. I am very sorry. There's always another way of going on to eBay or even going on to Wish and getting some tiny hats. And finally, you guys, this is the last little bit of the show. I know it's going to hurt you, but it's time for you to be man, be proud, stand in a crowd. But the very last trivia, I'm not going to do what I usually do, where I tell you at the end of this show, then on Friday, I tell you the answer. I'm going to possibly give you about, 10, 20 seconds to come up with the answer. And this answer is true and false. True or false? In the original arcade version of Donkey Kong, Mario was a plumber. True or false? Mario was a plumber in the original Donkey Kong arcade version. So we'll just kind of sit back for about 10 seconds so you guys can come up with an answer. The answer was false. He was not a plumber, but instead he was a carpenter. That is correct. Mario was a carpenter, not a plumber. I wonder if changing jobs from a carpenter to a plumber was such a good idea. Anywho, everybody, this is the Blitz Morning Show, and I seriously thank you for tuning in tri-weekly to listen to this show. So what I want you to do is head over to theblitz.ca. I try to update it as soon as I possibly can. I did add one new feature. You do not have to do it, all right? I'm not going to point out much, but we do have a button that says support us. You hit that, it takes you to our Anchor FM page, and there is a support button. You can do monthly payments of like 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, and something else. I can't remember what the price. If you love this show, you want to help support it, that's your way. But with me, your downloads, your plays, your interaction, that is absolutely insane. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at theblitzmorning. If you want to talk to me personally, you can also hit me up on Twitter at coffeeman_radio. I'm always up for a conversation. Maybe you have an idea for a topic, anything like that. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe we can bring it upon the show. But Our platforms that you can hear us at are growing each and every day. I think we're probably pushing around close to 10 plus. We will be linking links on the website, so stay tuned for that. I just got to remember what I put the show out to. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I will see you Friday with the Friday Weekly Wind Up.